Because this is how it works. Presidential election is worse. Republicans come in, and the Republicans can't even see, but they hit the R board and they go right down. Staunch Democrats do the same thing. So we are an underdog. We're going into the election 20 to 30% already they got. But we can overcome that. We can overcome that because of a lot of reasons. One reason, my qualifications. Just put them up there. Put them up there. These qualifications versus the others. Academic standing, put it up there against the others. The presence, the picture. He's a uniformed police chief for 24 years. Been the president of all the chiefs of the state of New Jersey. International traveler, has met 11 different international countries' law enforcement. He's loved amongst his people. The white people, the black people, the Asian people, the Muslim religion people, the Sikh people. I don't see color. I see academic achievement, I see credentials, and I see the passion and the brain to want to be the next Bergen County Sheriff. And that's why I am a good candidate. We're here today because on September 19th, an ugly voice came over those speakers. It was the sitting Bergen County Sheriff, and he said disparaging or bad things about ethnic origins. He mentioned bad things about the African American person. He said bad things about the Sikh religious person. And it hurt and it embarrassed some of us. It embarrassed me. And I can tell you that my first reaction the day it unfolded was to tell Governor Murphy, that's not law enforcement in Bergen County. I told him. I told Cory Booker. I told Sheila Oliver, the Lieutenant Governor, that's not law enforcement in Bergen County. And the reason why I told them is that I was down in Atlantic City. My wife and I were celebrating 33 years of marriage. And the same time, the same day as it broke, the New Jersey State Democratic Convention was going on at the Harrah's Casino. So I had the opportunity to talk to those people. I have pictures in my phone that night. I have a text between the governor and myself that day. And it says something like this: Governor Murphy, I'm appalled and disgusted at what the sheriff said. That is not Bergen County voice. That is not the mindset of Bergen County law enforcement. He did it and he stands on the island by himself. Then I went on to say, as you know, and he does know, I've been biting at the bit to be considered a sheriff candidate. Ain't now the time. Ain't now the time. And I lobbied, and I lobbied, and I lobbied, and I continue to lobby today and the next 2 weeks. But they had a different plan. The plan was like this: Bob, that sheriff said disparaging things. And you know what? He was a middle-aged white man. A middle-aged white man. I said, okay, so on. The 4 other sheriffs who had to go out with the team, what were they? He says, Commissioner, what's going on? Okay. Other sheriffs? No. They were 4 middle-aged white men. So he said, basically, and he said this verbatim, and I prove it beyond a reasonable doubt: Bob, you're great. You got a great resume. We love you. Everybody loves you. But guess what? You're a middle-aged white man. I said, wait a minute. You're worse than the sheriff right now. How can you say that Bob Kugler cannot be eligible to become the Bergen County Sheriff, or at least try to be, because of the color of my skin? That's ridiculous. I'm appalled at that. I'm more appalled at that than I was appalled that the sheriff made the disparaging comment. Because did we learn from that, Mr. Potty Boss? Did we learn that you can't choose or talk bad just because they're a race, different race? But you know what? I dug my heels in the sand and I said, all right, you want to give the party line, the 20-30% to your hand-picked guy? Boop. Guess what? You're going to kick me off the bus? Okay. I'm going to walk, I'm going to trot, I'm going to sprint alongside your bus, and I'm going to beat you to the finish line. And that's what we're doing right now. They are running scared. They don't like me. They don't like me because they know I'm a good candidate. That's their disadvantage. Their advantage is the 20-30%. Here's my mission to each and every one of you. Let's break up that 20. Let's not give them 20-30%. Let's go to our friends and our networks and our Facebooks and say, listen, just because you're a Republican or just because you're a Democrat, don't go in there and just go down the line, zoom, zoom. Look at what's at stake, the public safety of each and every one of you. Look at what's at stake. Maybe there's a DWI. Maybe your family member is hurt or killed. Maybe a car is broken into. Maybe there's a murder. Who do you want hovering over that investigation? The party boss pick? Someone who's not competent enough to be in that role? Maybe the party boss's nephew was involved. You want Robert Kugler involved. Because Robert Kugler's not going to play any game when it comes to the public safety part of me. The political part of me, obviously, we've got to dance with the politics. And I can do that. I've dribbled the ball many times with the Republicans and the Democrats and the Independents and you name it. I can do that. Sheriff role is very political. But the other side of his body, he's got a law enforcement function. And he's got to do what's right. I will do that. I can promise you that. And I promised you a lot of other things before. I promised you that we will increase and enhance Korean American officers in the Bergen County Sheriff's Department. How we can do that? We can do it very easy. We are a civil service agency in my department, and so is the Bergen County Sheriff's Department. You have to take a test and you have to get ranked from 100 down. But there's also another list. The list of people who are bilingual, both in Spanish and in Korean. Only two languages that they offer a bilingual list. So if we have a department that lacks representation of Korean Americans or Spanish-speaking Hispanic Americans, we can increase the ranks by going to those lists and saying, giving them number one on the Korean English bilingual list. I promise you, we will have diversity to increase Korean Americans. You know why? Because there's literally tens of thousands of you here in Bergen County. We need a department that is representative of the county it protects. And if there's a community like Palisades Park, Cresskill, Fort Lee, you name them, there's about 10 or more that are very heavily populated with Korean Americans. Now, I don't talk about Korean Americans, there's other ethnic backgrounds too. Now, we're going to protect those too. We're going to get those officers hired to encourage their communities to be involved. But specifically in your community, we are going to have more Korean American officers in the Bergen County Sheriff's Department. We're going to assist the 70 municipalities across our county. And if we need boots on the ground, cars on the ground, in Palisades Park, in Tenafly, in Cresskill, in Fort Lee, to assist the municipal police departments, in the schools, to talk about the dangers of drugs. I'm the chairman of an organization called LEAD, L-E-A-D, Law Enforcement Against Drugs. I promise you that our 600 man and woman department in the Bergen County Sheriff's Department will be actively involved in drug prevention and education, so children like those two back there are going to grow up free from drugs, and getting the tools that they need to make right decisions. Because very soon, our liberal state of New Jersey joins a host of others in most likely legalizing marijuana for recreational purposes. Not for medicine, no, that's already legal, and I agree with that. If someone is sick, cancer, and needs a drug, whether it be marijuana or anything else, they should get it. But I don't think we should be inviting our children to have access, easy access to marijuana. easier than it is now. Because just like your 22-year-old son or daughter can go into the liquor store and buy liquor for their 17 or 18-year-old brother or sister, the same thing is true about marijuana. If they legalize it, you're able to go into the marijuana store, like a liquor store, as long as you're 21, obtain marijuana, and then come back and give it to anybody you want to give it to. Now that's improper, but it happens. You know that. Alcohol, they get it. Underage people drink alcohol. We need to protect the right of our young students. That's why our program, our lead program that we teach in the schools is so important. Even more important now. We need to give the education to our students. So let me leave you with this. On November 6th, don't get confused, 6-5, keyhole 5. November 6th. Now some of you already got the mail-in ballot. Some already got the mail-in ballot. And they had to resend another mail-in ballot with just the sheriff people on it. I'm one of them. I'm in column 5. Column 5, keyhole 5. That's why when you follow our Facebook and you see us out there, we're doing this. Look, I knew keyhole 5 many years ago. You see this? I was walking in a parade. Some people said, oh, my strategist said, you know, you got the sunglasses, the water bottle, I don't know. I said, wait, that's me. That's me many years ago. Not only dreaming about keyhole 5, but I was marching in a parade on a Sunday. And you know why? Because I love to be the police chief, and I love people, and I love to wave, and I love to walk around and say, hey, I'm your chief. Anyo haseyo. Robert Kugler, Ikida. So on November 6th, you're going to go to the booth. Curtain's going to close, and you can do whatever you want. Whatever you want. I would ask you to do this. You research the candidates, Republican, Democrat, Independent. I can tell you, when you research and you evaluate, if you want to. If you don't want to evaluate, just go in there and hit number 5. But if you evaluate, you're going to see that Robert Kugler is the great candidate. Better than the others. That's the first thing you got to do. Go over to 5 if you love me, you want me. Go over to 5, hit that first. Then go back to your D or R, whatever the sheep want to do. Because I know that you got United States Senator all the way down to your local mayor and councilman. Congressman is right after the senator. You may want to hit them, that's great. But don't forget about me. Do me first, go over to column 5. Woo. Then you come back. And equally important, you shake up those 20 or 30% sheep, those Republican sheep. Who's the shepherd? Where's the shepherd? We need the shepherd here. We need to break up that flock and say, listen, do what's right. Don't just pick whoever you want to pick because you're a Republican or a Democrat. Think about it. Think about who you want. And for sheriff, the most important public safety role in Bergen County, you have a difference. You can make a difference. I don't want to be judged by the outcome. The party boss saying, no, can't be you. You're a middle-aged white man. I'm not going to be judged by that. I'm going to be judged by the almost 1 million people in Bergen County. They don't all vote. You don't all vote. But I think you're going to have 175,000 people coming out on November 6th and having a choice. It's a lot of votes. I don't know if I have 100 friends. I don't know about the other 170,000 I got to find. But I think that if we shake them up, and you help me shake them up, and you tell those sheep, listen, it's important. It's important for the safety of our community, for our future generations, for those young children over there. This is important. Let's make sure a competent person is in there. A competent person who loves every people, all the people. A sheriff for everyone. And you got it in me, Robert Kugler, a sheriff for everyone. Let me thank each and every one of you, for your overwhelming, outstanding support of Robert Kugler. I want to thank my family, because when I went into this, we had to have a huddle. We said, listen, we're going to be talking about this, we're going to be out on the road all the time, we're going to be spending my own money. But my wife, Christine, if she stands up, please. My wife, Christine, my three daughters, lovely daughters, number one daughter, Shayna, stand up, Shayna. My number two daughter, Jamie, and my three daughter, Kayla. And we went on, and we had a son, we called him Nicholas. And Nicholas tomorrow is a good friend of mine. He's been on this campaign from day one. He is a former police officer from New Milford. He is our chief executive officer of our LEAD program, LEAD. And he's been here every step of the way helping out this campaign, just like each and every one of you been here. I want to thank Daniel Song, my good buddy. I want to thank all of you. Photographer, the videographer. What a great job that is. My interpreter, where are you? You got to repeat all this. Where is he? Where is he? He's got to do all this again. There he is. The pastor. I want to thank the Double Street Motel. The food was delicious, wonderful. Thank you very much. But I want to thank you all, because you know what? I don't have the party money, the Republican, the Democrat. I got all the party money. And guess what? Once that person gets in there, he owes back to the party. You know what the problem with that is? Because some of you donate, right? Republican, Democrat. Those favors don't come back to you. The party boss gets all the favors. You keep giving and giving and giving. In this one, in this race, in this Democrat independent race, we have grassroots money. Grassroots, people giving $100, $300, whatever they can. Can't get more than $2,600. Not too many people giving that, but you can't get more than that. That's the law. This is grassroots money. We're having a fundraiser next week. We're doing whatever we got to do. Every day I'm out here in the community. We have a substation on 21 Grand Avenue in Palisades Park. My Korean division. You know why we have that? Because I'm going to be victorious because of the Korean American community. Those communities are going to help me overcome those sheep that gave me the 20-30% disadvantage. Law enforcement community is going to give me the advantage. The general public, once they read about the qualifications and the people that are running, are going to give me advantage. We have started what I know is a revolution. It ain't about what the one party boss says. It's him and no one. It's her and that's it. No. People have a choice. And we gave them a choice. And on November 6th, probably into November 7th, we're all going to be tired waiting for these results. But Bob Kugler never gives up. Because it ain't about win or lose here. It's about winning and gaining more momentum. And I want to be defined by the response, not the outcome of the party boss saying you can't run because you're a white man. Not the outcome if I am unsuccessful on that night and I lose by one vote. No. It was the response. And the response was all of you right next door to me, trying to overcome what the challenges were that were presented in front of us. I am having such a great time. I'm tired. We only get about 4 or 5 hours sleep. I'm out every day. If you are a member of an organization that would like me to come and talk to your members, whether it be your family members or a great organization gathering, I will do so. And not because you're going to tell anybody to vote for me. You're going to say, listen, this guy's pretty good. Let's listen to him. Maybe he could talk to you about what he's all about. So I hope this last 20 minutes was something that I could impart about who I am and why I'm running. But I really feel that there's a revolution here. And I feel that people are saying to me, maybe not the 80,000 people I need to vote for me, but the people that I run across in the last 2 weeks and maybe 2 weeks more, young vote for you, you're real. When I was out on the street, people say, you're real. I can touch you, I feel you. I feel what you're saying. No empty promises here. I'm Robert Kugler. I'm the current Chief of Police in Saddlebrook, and I'm running for Bergen County Sheriff. And like I said for the last 2 weeks, and I'll say it for 2 more weeks, I would love to have you vote. Thank you very much, everybody.
좋은 말씀 너무 많이 해주셨고요. 이렇게 많이 도와주시고 해주셔서 너무 감사드립니다. 사실은 한 분 한 분 다 이렇게 소개를 좀 해드리고 싶은데 시간이요. 좀 있으면 8시예요. 그래서 오늘 오신 분들 다 우리가 이렇게 같이 뵙고요. 말씀 많이 나셨으니까 같이 나오셔서 단체 사진 같이 찍도록 하겠습니다. 그리고 또 회사에서 오신 분들 계시더라고요. 그러면 또 우리 밥 그걸로 소장님하고 개인적인 사진 또 그렇게 찍는 시간 갖도록 할게요. 잠시만요. 예, 그리고 그 전에 이 성현대 대표님, 데니얼 송 대표님 좀 잠깐 말씀하시겠습니다.
여러분 반갑습니다. 오늘 바쁘신 가운데 이렇게 많이 와주셔서 진심으로 감사를 드립니다. 우리 밥 서장님이 너무 멋지게, 길게, 훌륭하게 잘해주셔서 제가 하는 시간이 조금 줄어들 것 같습니다. 우리 밥 서장님하고는 15년 전부터 아주 알게 됐고 친하게 지내면서 형제 같은 그런 사이입니다. 근데 누구보다도 우리 밥 서장님은 의리가 굉장히 많습니다. 제가 같이 캠프를 이제 다니면서 한국에서든 미국에서든 처음 보게 되는 게 뭐냐면 다른 사람들은 밑에 참모진들이, 스텝진들이 그 사람을 만듭니다. 그런데 이분은 모든 본인이 다 같이 뛰어서 하시는 분이에요. 스트릿페어에 가도 직접 본인이 다 나와서 덜덜덜 떨면서도 선거운동 하시면서 정말 그 봉사정신 추출하고 의리가 많으신 분이십니다. 이제 누구보다도 우리 칭찬을 하고 싶은 분은 우리 밥 서장님의 사모님, 와이프 되신데 제가 참 좋아하고 존경합니다. 민주당의 그 캔디데이트에 페일 됐을 때 다 위로의 말을 했습니다. 너무 미안하다, 죄송하다, 안 됐다, 유감이다. 근데 저한테 딱 한마디, 우리 남편은 강하다, 우리 남편은 포기하지 않는다, 우리 남편은 할 수 있다. 우리 크리스 위에서 박수 한번 부탁합니다. 이렇게 훌륭한 남편이 되기 위해서는 훌륭한 아내가 있다는 거죠. 저도 그렇게 될 줄 믿습니다. 오늘 우리 크리스 쿠글러 와이프를 잠깐 앞으로 모시고 잠깐 인사말과 잠깐 듣는 시간을 갖겠습니다. 잠깐 앞으로 모시겠습니다. No. You're right. Good, Tom.
The next sheriff, Christine Kugler.
Hi, everybody. Hi. I'm shy. I don't normally do this. I'm very shy. But I'd like to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. You're wonderful people. You have overwhelmed myself and my family, and we thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. 박수 한번 보내주세요. 정말 샤이하신 것 같아요. 평상시에는 말을 많이 하시는데. 이제 저한테 잠깐 제가 우리 쿠글러 선생님보다 짧게 할 겁니다. 조금 우리 그 다음에는 우리 닉 우리 커뮤니티를 위해서 많이 지원해 주시는데 리드 단체의 사무총장님이십니다. 앞으로 잠깐 모시겠습니다. 축하의 말씀 한마디 해주시겠습니다. 이분이 큰 수술을 하고도 우리 학생들의 어떤 격려와 학생들의 시간을 미팅 시간을 참석해 주신 분입니다. 정말 다시 한번 박수로 맞이해주십니다.
Let's hear it for Daniel. He's done a great job with Bob. He's very committed. You know, the bottom line is this. The sheriff of Bergen County needs to be someone who is serving everyone. It's a law enforcement position. It is not a political position. It shouldn't be about race. It shouldn't be about anything. It's about people who care about everyone. And Bob is right. He's a sheriff for everyone. Everyone should be included. You know, when at LEAD, we serve everyone. We're a universal program, which means we're not targeted towards one group or one individual or high risk. In our field, we look at high risk. If a child or someone is at high risk to do drugs, we serve the low risk, the medium risk, and the high risk. And that's why Bob is an excellent candidate. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't, in my position at LEAD, get involved in politics, but in this situation, I am. Because I believe that by far, Bob is the best candidate, without a doubt. He's the most qualified for this county. I grew up in this county. I rode my bicycle, okay, to the mall in this county, and many malls in this county. Some of these malls are not even here anymore. But the bottom line is this: it needs to be someone who cares about everyone. And that's the key here, everyone. Not just, and Bob is a white male, okay? I am a white male. Who cares? It's about